Hey guys, Justa here with another episode of City Skylines, and we have a plan today. But before I get into that, just want to show you how this area was doing. Traffic is pretty good. I mean, despite the hodgepodge nature of this is getting a little busy. But I mean, it has like 5 connections to it, so it's not horrible. I could probably, when I build this area up, I could add another connection down here. It might not be so bad. What was it? Down here. This street was super busy, like it was backing up with cars because they were all trying to get on this roundabout. And it was backing up the roundabout. So to fix that, I put a highway bypass here that's just an on-ramp. The splits so it goes 3 ways easily. But that way that people can get onto my sort of bypass highway here. Oops. Wait, there's a bunch of trucks and everything coming that way earlier. But people go up here to go downtown, or they come up to go uptown on this little highway here. Not quite sure why a bunch of people changed the routes, but earlier there was like a ton of cars, freight and everything going that way. But our plan for the day is ferries. Now, they're a really lousy means of transport. As you can see how slow this is, and they only carry 50 people. It's one of the least efficient forms of transport. Let's see, ferries. Yeah, I'm spending 4 million on ferries or whatever. Negative 3 million. Made 500 bucks out of all the ferries I'm running, despite running very, very few. And some of that's the harbor now too, but even before I had the harbor, it was still a joke. Can't find the boats. Oh, I named one park reserve. Okay. But as you can see, these are doing okay ever since I did the prefer ferry thing. I mean, they're not packed, but they're transporting people. The problem with them is you can't get too high because they're so slow. You can't have a backup of people, otherwise they'll never catch up. But my thought was to build a channel to put my ferries somewhere down here. Now I could either come from this side, which would be much easier, or try to squeeze it through here somehow. I might be able to make it through there without having to buy the square. Although I probably want that square eventually anyway. It's a nice little spot of flat land. If I went this way, they could come down here, and I'm not quite sure why they'd want to. Most of my monorails already go to all these areas, so But I just want to make an artificial ferry. Now, unmodded, it's much harder because the land has to be flat, and we all know from previous, the landscaping tool is very limited. It's very slow, and there's a certain amount of dirt you can hold before it stops working. So, to carve out a channel is very annoying. Now, there are these canal things, but they don't really make a much of a tunnel out of the ground, and they are highly dependent upon how flat it is when you place it down. And they must be below the water line for water to come in, because we don't have a water source. Now you can use sewer pipes to output water into them, but then you get dirty water and it lowers the land value of everything around the canal. So it makes people unhappy. Let's see, where do we want to start this? Now, we don't really have much over here right now. What's this guy unhappy about? No goes to sell, yeah. Well, just delete you and hopefully it fixes itself later. It might be because it's so close to the roundabout. I've noticed sometimes buildings have trouble delivering, even though they should very easily be able to get there. But I don't know. So, do we have a ferry stop over here? We have a ferry depot and a harbor. So we have no ferry stop right here. Let's just see how this goes. Now this land is quite high. See if we can find a spot that'd be a good spot to do it. Let's try. Okay, so landscaping, right? Deep canal. From what I understand, all these canals Yeah, see, as you can see, there's no way it's gonna come up this hill. But we'll mark this out. Draw a bridge over that later. Alright. And for now, we're just gonna sort of swing by. If I can get all the trains there. So we're gonna cause a lot of trouble making this, by the way. Hopefully I remember to put everything back. Canals are very weird. If you don't have a source of... Maybe we'll go to this airport and stop for now to see how that works out. We can't go over the subway. Not without a lot of trouble anyway. Making the subway super deep. Luckily, canals don't have to be straight. Alright, so we'll stop there. So we got all this to worry about now. Let's fix these roads and all that before we forget, and then we'll unpause it and see how these go. Alright, I think we fixed everything we broke. And this water is never going to go up there. So we're going to have to lower all this a significant margin. It's going up further than I thought it might. Let's see how it goes. Give it a little bit. Well, there it goes. So yeah, it's starting to go back. I thought it was going to go over the hill and be good. So we need to take the landscaping tool. And unfortunately on this part, if you change the landscape underneath these canals, it doesn't affect anything until you delete the canal and replace it. But we can draw it while it's in here. Maybe get the smaller brush. Alright, now if we unpause it, it won't affect the water at all. We have to go back to the canals. As you can see, there's a hole under where we drew it. And if we it's funny, there's like a underground something right there that makes it have to draw exactly perfect. Now it says slope too steep. Alright, I guess they flatten this area a little more than the other one. Alright. Supposedly going level with the bottom of the sea is what I picked. So now we draw it. I don't even know what that is that I'm... Oh, so it's freaking... Alright, so let's see if this works. It should, I don't see why it wouldn't. Alright, so sort of filling up. Good. Bit overflow. Massive overflow. See, what I don't understand about the canals is, unless you can put them at sea level and everything's sea level, or you have something at a higher elevation sputtering down, there doesn't seem to be a huge benefit over them versus just digging a hole in the ground. But I'm going to work at this and we'll see what happens. Alright, so we got pretty much all of it there. To see how the water fills in. As you can see, it gets pretty deep as you go over here. I mean, that's a pretty big canyon. The cool thing I did notice was if you dig a little trench, the canals do widen it to a degree. So, you know, you don't have to dig the whole thing super deep. But as you can see over here, I made several mountains. That soil technique is pretty silly. It fills up super fast. I did notice it seems to flatten a little faster than I remember previously. I don't know if an update changed that recently or what, but... So, we're got most of the way. It looks like it's struggling right here. There is a bit of a upturn. There's also an upturn here. Gave up. That's unfortunate. It's the only other way I can think of fixing this is to possibly do something like this. A water output pipe. These usually cause massive flooding issues. And then come over here. Gotta get this around this somehow. And I think if you have a sewage output pipe directly to a sewage input pipe with no buildings on it, it should put out clean water. I'm just guessing. Because it'll just put out all the excess that you don't need. And I have no sewage outputs on this river, so it shouldn't get polluted. And then we'll just put a... Wow, 4 milliwatts. There we go. 8 for that. And does this need power? Yes, it does. We have power lines right across the airport. Who cares if there's a thing right across the airport thing? Now, ideally this wouldn't be up so high. I don't know if this will actually work. I'm thinking not. Doesn't look like it's sucking anything up. Alright guys, it took a while, but it seems like it's going. Oh, now as I say that, it's starting to flow back. But it had just hit the very end. I had to flatten it a lot. Very annoying process, flatten it, delete the stuff, put it back down. Because it doesn't accept the changes to terrain until you delete the canals and put them back down. Now I'm worried. And let it hit record again. This is what I had to do. I had to go like this over and over again with obvious pauses to get rid of dirt. And luckily I didn't have to get absolutely down to the bottom. Yeah, the fact that it takes so long for water to move around, it was not a fun process. Now, I mean, if you look at it, it looks flat. But if you look at it from the side, there are divots. But it's crazy how low you have to go to make use of a canal. At least from a natural water source. Like, if I had my own water source, I'd put one here and be good, you know, pretty much. But now we can do what we wanted to do, which is ferries. Which nobody's going to want to use, or if they do, we won't have enough people to carry them all. So this one is just a normal ferry stop. Now we gotta... Oh, that actually works? Wow. Alright. It automatically draws roads for ferries, which is cool. If we went to bicycle lanes, why not? I don't really see people use the bicycles on the streets too often. And there we go, it's just a janky little road. Technically has access. We want pipes. And we need the electricity we deleted earlier. Why not? Straight across the runway. Alright. So we got one there. We could put one here for the industrial area. If it gets busy, we could put a ferry pier in and have it like stop at different stops. They don't seem to be very helpful unless you're splitting a direction. There we go, and then power again. It's kind of silly these things need power. Okay. Can we get power? And then a road. Funny enough, the other road's right there.
This is the classics. The city's number
Can we go up? Oh.
older than the city itself.
Can we get anywhere? Probably not the best place to connect it, but whatever. Alright. So what we're going to do now is just add our ferry stops and call it good, because this is taking forever. All for something that either nobody's going to use or everybody's want to use, and then therefore it's going to not be able to keep up. But let's try this. Let's stop. And where do we want to go? I don't think I've started a line. I didn't. I somehow create line. Adds. This one doesn't want to work. I think there we go. The other one was too close. Yeah, that works. Is the water still good? Power? No. All right. There. Oh, is it the water level's too low? Well, there's water there. I mean, more than over here anyway. Oh, I think I know what to do. Draw these to them somehow. I know I've used these before. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work. Can I get this to go anywhere? No, these are not working. Oh, duh. There we go. Maybe it'll work now. No? I don't know why I can't add any stops. As far as I know, the ferry should just work I mean, I know there's not a lot of water, but I've had them work with less water. And it's not because they're too high. I mean, really no idea why so many cars are coming this direction, though. Oh, they have to turn around. Maybe that'll stop it. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Well, guys, I don't know how this is all going to edit together, but I finally got it to work. So, I tried lowering the thing all the way down to here. I tried raising it. What I found basically I had to do was... I can see it? No. Basically, though, I had to get rid of the channels, at least right by the ferry pier. I couldn't connect these lines to the thing in the channel because the ferry pier is like basically right on top of it, and it can't connect that close. So what I did is I had the channels still. I mean, I probably could have got rid of them. I tried, but it didn't get the water didn't flow very well. Basically, to get rid of the channels right next to the piers, make like a little lake area for it to flow, and the water is currently not flowing. It's all messed up. That is very funny because the ferries were running. Maybe that'll fix it, hopefully. But yeah, I spent more time on this than thought. I tried leveling it out. I tried putting more and more ferries in there. I mean, more and more channels, bigger channels, wider channels. But the only thing that worked was removing the channels so the ferry line things can connect. And the funny thing too is over here I have a bike path leading to this ferry. And I actually saw people riding bikes down to it. Now this one is currently broken because of the water pathing. Oh. Oh, because I deleted that. Yeah. The channel. There we go, that should fix it. Meanwhile, while I was doing all this, I lost tons of money because excavations cost money. And I lost like 2,000-3,000 people. I didn't see any epidemics or anything happen, but I guess just not expanding made people unhappy. I mean, there's, you know, a death here or there, but I don't know. Traffic is still 84, 85. Why isn't this going away? Now you can make this much easier than what I went through if you there we go. Just use sewer water. Yeah, put an output over here and be fine. But then all the water would be bad. Funny thing is, when this was running before I messed it up on screen, only like 10 people were using the thing. Yeah, so it's like nobody wants to run it. The most popular stop is this one, it seems. People bike all the way down this hill, which is kind of cool. First time I ever used these bike roads. And then they get on the ferry. Yeah, here's one guy. He's probably going home. Seems like they all do. Yeah. Way over there. I think it's still funny that he'll take that instead of like a metro or something. But yeah, it's not even remotely worth. I think I spent like $500,000 excavating. I mean, if you look at the mountain I built up of excess dirt, it's just funny. But yeah, guys, this is Justa, guys, signing off. We made our completely useless ferry line. If we want to continue it, we can, but it's... I kind of would like to have it go over here. But the water mechanics are just so annoying, especially the further away you go. I mean, having it all come from here, it'd be nice if I had a big circle and it came over here, so it's like 2 sources of water would come in, but yeah. The excavation, I mean, look how deep this is. It's crazy. I just put this here because I thought, you know, maybe people from the airport would come, but no. Oh, and by the way, in case you're curious, bike path roads cannot go underground. They turn into regular roads. And that guy was riding on the sidewalk when there was a bike path right there. Funny. But he's one of the only people ever to use this pier. But yeah, guys, this is Justa guy signing off. Catch you guys later. Bye.